Welcome back, everybody. Carlos here in the Bourbon Bar. Today we're going to go over Michter's limited release barrel strength rye. I'm a huge fan of Michter's products in general, if I haven't mentioned that in the past. Truthfully, the brand is definitely the one that got me most interested and made me scratch the surface and keep going and trying to find out more about what I like in whiskey. I found this one back in 2016, 15 or 16, whatever the first year for the barrel strength rye was, is definitely the year that it got me all started and interested. Here we are 6-7 years later, and I still can't get enough. So this bottle that we're going to do specifically is a 2021 barrel strength. It is 111.4 proof. And I guess before I start pouring, I want to mention that Michter's is known for barreling their spirit at 103 proof, which means it's already been proofed down. They already added the water to it before it goes in the barrel to age. The significance of that is that while it matures and grows and ages, it'll develop in a way that it doesn't get watered down or diluted after the fact. Whatever it comes out after, in this case barrel strength, that's the proof it comes out at. The water has already had time to rest and to grow and to mature with the rest of the alcohol and pick up all the sugars and the barrel flavors and everything, as opposed to if it was barreled at, say, 130 or 120, 130, anything ridiculous like that. And now it goes in and it evaporates a little, and now it's, say, 5, 10, 15 points higher in proof. And now you have to add water after the fact to make it palatable. So the idea is add the water beforehand so everything grows and mellows and develops together. And then afterwards, your finished product is a little more rich, robust, / mellowed and balanced. And you got everything accomplished right out of the gates by diluting it beforehand. Anyways, enough about that. Let me go in for a pour. Kind of on the fence. I don't know if I should do the Bourbon Junkie long pour, but screw it. All right, that's as crazy as I'm going to get for now. My OCD kicks in. Got to wipe the bottle. All right. Starting with a Glen. Start twirling it a bit. MSRP on this bad boy is around $90. I believe the only time I paid $90 for it, I found it at Binny's, probably 2016. And I got it for whatever it was, $79, $89, whatever the cost was at the time. And one of my buddies, who's now is a bourbon hunter and a bourbon lover and kind of really grew the spirit on him, he looked at me and went, "Carlos, why the hell are you buying that? It's almost $100. I'm like, "Well, it comes out once a year and it's really freaking good." He goes, "All right, well, I want one." He bought one, and the story goes. And now he's, like me, he drinks as much as possible in a good way, in terms of trying things and wanting to find things. And like me, he'll put in the time to try and find good bottles for himself at home. Like I said, it's got that infectious, just delicious, amazing characteristic that you have it once and you're hooked. As I did that, my teardrop legs on this are absolutely amazing. Thick, rich, colors a nice dark, rich amber color. I'll get into the nose. Not like a traditional rye, and it's very different from a rye of MGP. A rye of MGP kind of has that peppery, spicy, and whatever. And this is like brown sugar. It's got spice, maybe a little mint, brown sugar, little tart cherry, little vanilla, caramel, buttery, syrupy. It's just so much richer than a traditional rye. The only rye I can think of off the nose that is in this category is going to be, believe it or not, Wild Turkey's Rare Breed rye. So if you can't get this, definitely hunt that. And that's really not a bad number two, to be 1000% honest. Great nose, really interesting, really rich, smells viscous. Rich, minty, caramely, syrupy, mild spice. A little anise or anise, however you like to pronounce it. Anise, not anus. The child in me had to clarify. God, that's amazing. Rich, mint, floral, rye spice, wet charred oak, sweet caramel and syrup. The front end, so it's got a nice evolution of flavors. It kind of keeps going and going and building and changing. Up front, a lot of the sweet, buttery, syrupy flavors are going to hit you up front. And then as the flavor evolves, it starts to get a little more rye spice, charred oak, spice from the barrel, the anise. Although anise can be sweet, it does have, another element to it, and then that kind of kicks in at the end. So it's got a really, really nice ride. We get into the finish, and then we'll wrap up with a rating for it. That is so good. For an experienced high-proof drinker, no burn on the palate, no burn going down. I've definitely had a few bourbons today, so I shouldn't even say all bourbon. I've had rye too, but after a point, it starts to numb the palate. You get the Kentucky hug, and the gentlest bit of hug is noticeable. Down here it slowly warms you up, but it's not like other high proofers where you have it. You can have it smooth in the palate, and then it goes down, and then you feel it like cooking and burning. And there's pleasant ways to cook and burn, but this doesn't have any of that. It's got this subtle warming in the center. So if it's cold and snowing out, or hell, even just a nice cool Halloween, have one of these before you go out, and you'll be good. It'll warm you the right way. It'll leave your mouth oily and coated, and you'll still be able to taste cinnamon and anise. And I kind of forgot to mention that off the palate. There is a nice, once it starts transitioning through the sweet and right before it hits spicy, there's a bit of cinnamon, and then it gets the anise, and then the wet oak, and the spicy oak, and the pepper, and the spearmint, and it all just starts to come along. And overall, back to finish, long finish, lingering sweetness, lingering spice, and it can't make up its mind. You get a little bit of, brown sugar, and then you get some mint, and then you get some, demerara sugar, and then you get some, pepper, and then it just kind of keeps, layering itself in a way that's very unique and very respectable, and definitely what you'd be looking for in something of this kind of price point. $90 MSRP is not cheap, and truth be told, you probably won't find it at $90. You're most likely going to find it at $150, $200, $250. And, to each his own, and I know some people are better off than others, but I don't know. I pay for what I want, so I guess let me just say what I would pay for it up front. I would pay $150. I might pay $160, $170 for it. Is it worth over $200 to me? That's going to be a hard pass. As much as I'm going to want it, I'm just not going to be able to justify going over $200 for an item like this, when, like I said, I can get Wild Turkey Rare Breed for about $55, $60. And it's not exactly the same, but it's freaking close. It's still syrupy, it's rich, it's sweet, it has nice balance and spice, and it's got a nice evolving flavor. And it's not this, but yeah, if I can't find this, Wild Turkey Rare Breed is a great number 2. So rating it, pricing, I have to give it a flat B because $90 is MSRP, but realistically, that's not going to be easy to do. So flat B for rating. Quality, I'll give it a flat A, as it's really good. It's really freaking good, but it's not, I don't know. The fact that I wouldn't pay 200 plus for it kind of lets you know it's not like life-changing rye whiskey, but it is definitely phenomenal, top-notch rye whiskey. And it's barrel strength, which is, you know, something I'm a huge fan of. Availability, I have to, I don't know. A C seems to be realistic. It's not like a D or an F where you can never find it. However, it is a once or twice a year type thing. You'll find it. You'll either find it right around Christmas time when all the big drops come out, or you'll find it right around the start of the year for, you know, the moment for the liquor stores that choose to kind of delay the release of it. So you got a couple chances of finding it. Like I said, most of the times you're not going to find it at MSRP. So, you know, at your own discretion, I recommend trying it at a restaurant or bar first, and, you know, you make your decision from there. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my review. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and the Facebook page. And I do have a Patreon in the works. You know, it'll help me acquire things. It'll help me with supplies, and with that, you guys will have a better say in what comes next. So, thank you all for your support, and can't wait to see you guys next time. Thank you.